I should probably put the microphone in front of my face before I start this. Hi. Am I good? Am I not clipping? Don't want to clip. Don't want to clip. So this is growing up playing guitar. When you get obsessed with gear, and you always watch tons of gear videos. And I recently thought to myself, why have I never made really many gear videos and reviews? Just for funsies. So this is the first one. It's going to be a lot of reviewing reverb pedals, delay pedals, because that's my jam. I love ambient guitar stuff. But today we're going to review, hold on, the Trinity TC Electronic Trinity T2. I don't think they make these anymore, but it's a reverb pedal. That's a reverb pedal, all right. I don't think they make these anymore. I checked on Reverb. You can get them for like 80, 90, maybe $100 used. If you are looking for a ambient machine, just soundscapes, maybe a little bit of like sound effects on your guitar, or put on in front of your put it on the vocals for some weird effect. It's this. I love this pedal. It does have some flaws that I wish it had. Well, one is it's more of like I wish it had more variety in the different presets, because there are 11 presets on this pedal. 10 normal ones and 1 tone print, which I'm not going to talk about much, but if you know TC Electronic pedals, tone print is that you can plug your computer via USB into the computer, and with the tone print app you can create your own preset and setting. I never bothered with that, just be honest. I did once, and it's like, no, I just want to plug the guitar into the pedal into the amp, and that's it. That's the intro for this. The controls you have for this is a mix, which is the amount of effect, or in this case, reverb, you want on your guitar or whatever instrument you're putting this onto. Decay, that is how long kind of the reverb will trail, how long before the reverb stops reverberating. That makes sense. Tone is, of course, it's tone. If you want it darker, if you want it brighter, it's got that covered. And in the middle, it is a pre-delay switch. If you want a shorter pre-delay sound, you have it flipped up. If you want a longer pre-delay sound, you want it flipped down. If you want more of a separation between the direct sound and the reverb, I would put it, this is what it says in the manual, I would have the pre-delay switch down. But in the case of pre-delay, I've learned with a lot of pedals is you just, especially in this case, it's easy. It's like just 2 switches. Play a riff through the pedal on a setting that you like, have it on one setting with the pre-delay, then another on the next time you play it, and whatever you like better, just do that. And that's the case with most guitar pedal settings. I've learned is just find what you like with it and just set it to that setting, and boom. Because guitar pedal is pretty much a tool that helps you get a certain sound that you want. But anywho, that's pretty much the settings and controls. Here in a bit, we'll talk about each preset, what they do. Some are great, some are I don't know what they were thinking. Some are just okay. I'll go through each one, give you my thoughts and what it sounds like. As you can see in the video, I have turned the sun off. I fixed it. For gear, I am using a PRS S30 amp directly into the amp. The amp has an effects loop, but I see no point in using an effects loop, because if you're watching this and your amp doesn't have an effects loop, then I don't know what I'm showing you doesn't apply to you. But every amp has an input for your guitar, I'm pretty sure, and if it doesn't, I'm not sure that's an amp. That's the gear I'm using. Also for guitar, it is a Schecter Diamond Series Solo Custom 2, I believe. You'll see me playing it. And like I said, I'm going to talk about the preset, and then we're going to play the riff, same riff, through all these presets, like I said. Or if I haven't said it, I don't know. By the way, everything is at noon, and the pre-delay switch is set to lower, so the bottom. Switch to the bottom setting. So preset 1 is if you are looking for a flanger in your reverb. It's great if you're in a psychedelic band or you're making like a space record, sci-fi record. Setting 1 is your go-to. Not my cup of tea. I like my reverbs more just simple. And I'm not a big fan of flanger or phaser to begin with. But if you are in that musical context of sci-fi or psychedelic, that would be your go-to. Preset 2 is one of them that I don't know what context other than weird sound effects. It sounds like if the reverb pedal you run through your guitar, in that pedal someone threw an organ in the water. It's like a weird vibrato effect, which I love vibrato, but like a more of a just like a subtle, slow vibrato, kind of like a lo-fi setting. This is just you're underwater, someone threw an organ on top of you when you're in the water. Not my favorite. Like I said, context for that would be very experimental, very just sound effect wise, at least for me, unless you can find a different context for that setting, but this is what it sounds like. Preset 3, when I first played it, sounds like just a normal reverb, but in the background it sounds like an ominous something or other happening to the low end. It's at times a little unsettling, which I kind of like. I wouldn't use this for a normal playing of song. I would use this for like maybe a weird sound effect, or especially if you turn the mix higher than normal. That would be kind of cool in that setting. I do like the setting. It's not my favorite, but I do like it because it has more context in a lot of things that I do with ambient music. But if you're looking for something that you want some ominous low-end happenings in your song, preset 3 is your go-to, and this is what that sounds like. Preset 4 is probably my favorite. It is a cathedral sounding reverb, very simple, cathedral, pretty, just huge. I love it. If you're into post-rock or you just want some big cathedral sounding like reverb on your guitar, preset 4 is your go-to. You can't really go wrong if you're just doing like straight down the middle post-rock or ambient guitar. For me, cathedral's where it's at, so this is preset 4. Preset 5 is one of the weirder ones. It slowly detunes or pitch bends your signal after you play it, but just the reverb part. So it's I like to call it the drunk setting. Because you play it and it just slowly like goes out in a weird pitch or out of tune. That would be great for an intro or outro or a sound effect part. In a normal song context, that might be a little bit difficult because, I mean, you want all the song to sound in key. That part with preset 5, it kind of takes it in a weird pitch, so it might be a little bit difficult for you to put that in the context of a song. But if you're doing like a sound effect or a weird intro or an interlude or something like that, that preset 5 would be good. That's not my favorite, but in certain contexts that would be kind of cool. Number 6, which is another one that I use a lot, is a simple plate reverb. It sounds really, really pretty. It's not too overwhelming. It's not too intense. If you want something less cathedral-like from preset 4, preset 6 is your go-to. I love it. Because sometimes you don't want to go like full ambient wizard in a cave type sound. You just want a simple reverb, and if you want, probably 6 is probably the most simplest one. I'd go with preset 6, and that's what this sounds like. Preset 7, for all you 80s fans out there, that is a phaser and a reverb, very 80s sound. I'm not the big fan of 80s music, like 80s rock, but if you're into 80s stuff, there you go. Not for me. I'm not going to say anything else about it because I don't like it. This is what that sounds like. Number 8 is a hall reverb with an extended decay on it. You already have the decay knob here, but on number 8, your decay is just even longer. So if you want something super long, super ambient, number 8 would be your go-to. In a lot of contexts, depending on what kind of music you play, would be fantastic. If it's worship or post-rock or an interlude or just like a pad in the background, number 8 would be perfect for you. And this is what that sounds like. The next two are weird presets. You have E1 and E2. I never really used both of them because I didn't really like the sound. E1 is more of just like a simple reverb. In the manual, it talks about like the harmonics in it, and I don't know if I just don't hear that stuff or it just wasn't really blowing me away. I always went for 4 or 6 on this if I wanted a simple reverb, and E1 is kind of like trying to do a simple reverb, but 4 and 6 just sound better to me. And well, this is what that sounds like. E2, I think, is the worst sounding thing on this pedal. It sounds like a helicopter. I don't know what context, unless you're Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to make a soundtrack for his movie, and you want a helicopter sound, put it on that, buddy. You can scream, get to the chopper. I just don't really like it. Then here's what it sounds like. At 10. And of course, like I said earlier in the video, you have the tone print, which you can plug. I'm not going to showcase what tone print is, but if you want, if you have this pedal, you can mess with it. You plug in your pedal into the USB to the computer, plug in the guitar pedal USB to your computer, download the tone print app through TC Electronic, and you can make your own preset. I'm not going to show you that because the whole point is for you to make your own preset and whatever you want. Not what I'm playing, but what you want. Altogether, I'm going to give this pedal a 6 out of 10. I like certain settings on this. 4 and 6 are my favorite. 6 probably being more, I use more than 4. 8 is great for really ambient stuff. Everything else is just really context, because they're weird effects. They sound good, but very unique sounding reverb effects that in certain contexts would work a lot. That's the review. 6 out of 10. You should subscribe to this channel. If you do, I will have one of my carrier pigeons bring you 1 strand of spaghetti. And it's a really spicy noodle. Anywho, go subscribe, and I'm going to be doing more of these guitar pedal reviews. So thank you for watching.